So we're going to start with the first and most important step when it comes to bulking, the diet. And I was able to make some decent progress, not really focusing on increasing my diet, my caloric intake, just increasing everything that I eat. I was still able to get a little bigger, get stronger, even beat my PRs and all that, not really focusing on having a real bodybuilder type diet, if you will. I was still able to put on some size, build some strength. But when I finally stepped up the diet, I mean, really like consciously thought about the food that I was eating and how much of it I was eating, that's when real progress was made. That's when drastic changes to the body happened. So number one, you need to be in a caloric surplus, which means you need to ingest, you need to take in more calories than what your body burns every day. And so the general rule that I had to follow, this is kind of universal when it comes to working out, is eating 300, minimum about 300 to 500 more calories than your maintenance level every day. That wasn't the easiest thing. Definitely took a lot of eating and a lot of like adjusting to eating that much. But one thing I did learn that made a difference is the type of calories that you put in, because some calories will put on size and muscle on you better than other calories. So you don't want to just be eating a caloric surplus of just any kind of food. I had to make sure that I was in a caloric surplus of the right kind of food. And some of that was clean bulking and dirty bulking, more clean bulking than dirty, but it was a mixture of both at times. So then the second thing I had to concentrate on that everyone should do when they're really trying to gain muscle is focus on, and I'm talking about gain weight, just get bigger, gain mass, gain muscle, is focus on calorie dense food, not just any calories. You got to focus on the food that per gram have more calories in them than other foods. And unfortunately, that doesn't mean junk food. I've already done the experiment. Junk food, although they got a lot of calories, they don't get you muscle. And for me, who's just naturally skinny, have a hard time gaining the weight anyway. Junk food barely made me gain any weight. But when I started, I mean, really eating routinely the healthy, calorie dense foods like nuts, peanut butter, olive oil, avocados, is when I started to see it make a real difference in my physique. And then I had to really focus on spreading my calories throughout the day. So that meant meeting a bigger than normal breakfast, because even though I'm not a morning person, I wake up, I'm so tired, I don't even really feel like eating. The only thing I feel like doing is drinking my coffee, so I can't wake up. But focusing on eating a lot of food during breakfast does allow me to give my body enough time to digest that food, the large amount of calories that I just took in before eating the next large amount of calories, which would be like what, second breakfast, lunch, second lunch, pre-dinner, dinner, second dinner, third dinner, and so on. And then adding supplements to all those meals too does help. I mean, you don't need supplements to see results, to get results, but they do make it easier and they do make it quicker. And there's a lot of things that I've taken over the years, but creatine and protein powder are the two most consistent things. There's, trust me, a whole bunch of other supplements that'll help you in different ways, but that'll be a different video. And then when it comes to my training, so there's different concepts of training that claim to be the most effective for building muscle, right? We all heard of that bro split. A lot of people will go to the gym and work out each muscle twice a week. And a lot of times it'll consist of a heavy day and a light day of the same muscle. Doing that for each muscle, effectively working out each of your body parts 2 times a week. And I did try that for a while, and I'm not gonna lie, I saw results. So I can't knock that. You will get results from that. But the one that I found the best was to work 1 to 2 muscle groups a day. Sometimes just one muscle group a day. And the reason why I like that one the best is because working out, let's just say the one muscle group a day, working out that one muscle in one day allows you to put all your energy into that muscle without needing to disperse all your energy across different muscles, 2, 3 different muscles, which does not allow you to use all your energy in one muscle. And the more effort you can put into working out a muscle, the better you're going to break that muscle down, which means the more potential it has to grow bigger, better, and stronger when you're recovering by sleeping, eating, and so on. If you've only casually broken down, your muscles are not going to have a lot to build off from. But if you really just shred your muscles during your workout, they're going to build back a lot of muscles in the process as a result. And you can only really work your muscles that hard when you're just doing one muscle group a day. That means you can use all your strength to lift whatever weight you're trying to lift for however many reps you're trying to do it for. That's what I was noticing with the one muscle group a day. That does make the workout schedule, that did make my workout schedule longer, because I had to be in the gym 5, 6 days a week sometimes, at the most 5 days a week. But that's how it went down, with some days being one muscle group, some of them being 1 to 2 muscle groups, never more than 2, not like 3, 4, or a full body.